good olden days after coming back from the outer work, field work. In the evenings, they used to spend after freshening up for 1 or 2 hours in the Purana, Shravanam, Patanam, Adhyanam, Ityadi, and thus used to divinize themselves, prepare themselves for sadhana during the later period of the life. Good that through this channel we also from last so many years through this channel, okay, 6 years, but even before that also. Spending time in this way, in remembering the divine, especially in last 5 6 years, though we have finished the Bhagavatam, 10th and 11th skandhas. Before that, the earlier 9 were done, 10, 11, 12 skandhas. Then we took up and completely studied the 24,000 slokas Valmiki Ramayana. Then we completely studied our Adhyatma Ramayana for 555 days. Then we also did Tulsi Ramayana, Uttarakanda completely, and some other kandas too. Then hundreds of stotrams, hundreds of, many other texts. In the evening we did. I don't even remember so many we have done. Then Adi Shankara's Granthas also last 600 days, even more than that, 635 days. That is every day we are doing. So good that we are saving ourselves, not completely getting destroyed by being in the world totally, at least a little bit, having the support of the Adhyatmikata. Good, welcome you all. Gratitude, salutations, Krishna Vasudeva. Point one. Point two, see, Yuddha is a Mahayuddha, where that day, as a soldier, if one goes, will he come back or not, we don't know. So that Yuddha day alone is not Yuddha. In fact, for any human being, whole life is Yuddha every day. Only one thing to be learned in it is do that Yuddha, fight that Yuddha for Dharma. Whether you win and alive or died, in both cases we reach to the promoted levels of SWARGA Adi, which give more comforts, more sukha as rewards. Therefore, जीवन पूरा युद्ध करते ही रहो, उससे इम्पोर्टेंट है धर्म के लिए करो. But with how much our power valor we do yuddha for dharma, here when we win, we enjoy the kingdom, but another one will come attack and defeat us, or we become old. Our own mantris will tell, अब आप छोड़ो दूसरे को खड़ा बैठाएंगे. Raja Dasharatha, 60,000 years at that time his age. So long he ruled. But once Rama became, 15-16 saal, and he saw first time his one white hair. It is written like that in Ramayana. He also thought, same time mantris also thought, चलो राम जी को बिठाते. What do you mean by राम जी को बिठाते हैं? दशरथ जी को निकालते हैं. That will happen even if we win and live for long. Even if die, one goes to Swarga. Even that also is not permanent, no. उसका जितना पुण्य है उतना ही स्वर्गलोक और any of the Gandharva, Yaksha, Siddha, Vidyadharadi lokas. Wherever we go as per our punya. They also are not endless. 10,000 varsh years, but still that also will end. Therefore, simple conclusion is when we have to fight the yuddha, let it be a adhyatmika yuddha. Upon our own ignorance and our upati tadatmya. to defeat them and replace them by Aham Brahmasmi Anumuti. Dethrone Dehosmi Jivosmi, enthroned Aham Brahmasmi. In this Yuddha, even though it may take for a long, long time to win the battle, once won, again defeat it will not be. It's permanent, it is not temporary. Therefore, take life's every moment as Yuddha for Adhyatmic Sadhana. That is a summary. This is the lesson we have to learn from these topics which we are studying of all Yoga Vas Ramayana, the Yuddha Prakaranas. अब तो ये हम देख रहे हैं आगे क्या होगा. We don't know in any of the other Prakaranas. I am studying along with you only. Okay. So we are seeing the Viduratha, Leelapati and Sindhu Raja, Yuddha between them, and from all directions kings and other people have joined either of the party, killing each other. So who is killing whom, who killed by whom, what way, how ferocious. Some accounts given by Vaashishtha to Rama, written by Valmiki ji, were also in the academic interest we are studying as well as learning. Our buddhi is getting expanded with this information, isn't it? So such things won't become new to us and they become a base data for us, as we just now saw, to make a good contemplation and develop viveka vairagya as to what the life has to be lived. Okay. So directly fighting Rajas are here. To support them, many have come either out of love or out of hatred. Isn't it? I hate that fellow, therefore I joined this. Or I love this king, I joined him. But उनको भी अपने जान दांव पे लगाना पड़ रहा है. Many are dying that way, just like the Gulf wars now happening. Thank God the human casualties are not mentioned. Definitely इतने मिसाइल का अटैक हो रहा है तो गुड नंबर माइट हैव डाइड, बट अकाउंटिंग नहीं करते हैं और बेइज्जती होता है, इसलिए दे हैव देयर ओन पॉलिटिकल डिप्लोमेटिक सीक्रेसीज. पता नहीं चलता. Isn't it? It is how every country. So when we did Operation Sindoor, how many Pakistani terrorists died? No account of it. Even before that also, hmm, Kargil time or in between सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक टाइम, नहीं पता, बोलते नहीं बस, बट होना नहीं चाहिए. ओके. ओम 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 सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम यैरिमे गुरुवे पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः सच्चास्त्राः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. ओम श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने. ओम ब्रह्मानंदं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदेशाक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मभक्तियोगधर्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्रीरामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेदव्यास वामदेव नारद आदि समस्त योगवास महारामायण आदि शास्त्राणाम आचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद योगवासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुति स्मृति पुराण इतिहास संतवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं तत्रोक्त ऋषिमुनि गुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ते तेषु निरन्तरशास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रुविघ्नसमूलशाश्वतनिर्मूलपूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकैन्दवसंस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां शाश्वतरूपेण सुसम्प्रतिष्ठा अवाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयाः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययनसाधना प्रयत्नमध्ये श्रीवाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्रीराम वशिष्ठ संवादरूप श्रीयोग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति मोक्ष प्रकरण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः। ओम यद सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमम्यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शभूः कर्ता हेतु क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति शिखरा यस्मादानन्दस्याम्बरेवनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्योभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग्ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखगणं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमतिनिधनं मायामनुष्यैर्मुहुः विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं परं ज्ञानादिव आत्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातोऽसौ ससदृश्यं रुजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे। विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं। तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः। पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते मायोपातकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षु जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरभिकलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिमं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ओं श्री रामचन्द्रपरब्रह्मणे नमः। वसिष्ठादिभ्यो नमः। श्रीयोगवासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति मोक्ष प्रकरण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणे लीलोपाख्याने जनपद जयाजय वर्णन नाम सप्तत्रिंशः सर्गः। ओके, up to 40 visa or 39. So let us see from 37th onwards mantra. It's only yuddha. So ब्रह्मावत् सनकानीपैः चक्रैः क्रुद्धागता महीम स हयाः क्रकचोत्कृत्ता वृक्षाः कुसुमिता इव. So Vatsanaka or Sanaka Deshiyas fighting with Nipa Deshiya. They were powerful when they were using their chakrastras on these Sanaka Deshiyas. Like when the trees are cut with the axes as they fall, getting cut by the chakrastras, these Sanakadeshiyas were falling on the ground like the vrukshas cut with axes with full of the flowers or whatever. है ना, फले फूले पेड़ को काटो जिस तरह गिरता है, these Sanaka people were falling onto the ground cut with the chakrayudhas by the Nipadeshiya. So Nipadeshiya were more powerful than the Sanakadeshiya. Then Shetaka Kananam Lunam Kutarair Jatareditaihi Etad Dadaha Varshvastho Bhadreshaha Sharavarnina. So Jatara Iritaihi. The Jatara Deshiyas were very powerful. Irita, they were using the weapons, which are the Kutara. Because of that, Shvetaka Kananam Lunam. The Shvetaka Deshistas, who are like the Kanana, the forest. So Shvetaka Deshiya named Kanana was cut again by the Kutaras used by the Jatara Deshiyas. And as the time of celebrating started of the Jatara Deshiyas, the other ones came attacking them. Who were they? Bhadreshaha. So Bhadra Deshiyas came. They were more powerful. Sharavahnina. So they had the weapons like the fire only. They have Parshvastaha. They have burnt away these Jataras. So Shvetakas killed by Jataras with the Kutaras. Jataras were killed by the fiery arrows by the Bhadresha Desha people, Bhadra Desha people. So in this way, endless war it is. What is the lesson here learning? We may defeat some people, but somebody else will be there to defeat us in the outer world, in whatever it is. Nobody will be in limelight for all the time. Any small country can become big one, big can become small and all that. Japan from nowhere it has risen. But again Japan has become like one country many. जो 30-40 पहले मेड इन जापान फेमस होता था अब उतना नहीं. India, nobody were knowing earlier. Now India has become so famous that the Iran says only for India we leave that Hormuz path for their diesel, petrol, LPG to go. See that इंडिया का अवकाश वो क्या कहते हैं उसको इंडिया पावर देखो अभी नव इट इज द विदेशी दौत्यम इट इज कॉल्ड द एक्सटर्नल because India also helped them and all. Now it's a good position in so many things, India, because of good governance and at the same time the beings that are there as Indian native citizens are that way intelligent, hardworking Deshabhaktas. Who knows after 30 years, some other Sarkar will come of all the wretched people. At that time, the Praja also, if they are very criminal type, bhogi type, non-ambitious, lazy, then India will become another Pakistan. Isn't it? चलता है दुनिया में लगातार. Then what's our effort? Pull for a long time the good times, good days, and cut short the bad times as quickly as possible. That is what is the effort we have to understand and do. So anyway, so here the Shvetaka people finished by Jathara Deshiya. Jatharas were finished by Bhadra. Next, Kasthayodhe Niralanam Magna Jirna Matangajaha Layam Ajagpura Yuddham Idhe Gnavindanam Mataha. So Matanga Deshiyas were fighting with the opposition. They were so powerful. Kashtayodhe Niralanam Kashtayodhe Niralanam Magna Jirana Matangajaha Layam Ajagmuhu. So Magna and Jirna and Layam Ajagmuhu. They were tired, exhausted, beaten, red and blue, and almost drowned only. Who? Matangajaha. Where? Kashtayodhe Niralanam. In the blood pool of those Yuddha Kshetra. They have all fallen. And the falling of them is what like Yuddhe Idhe Agnav Indhanam Yatha. You know? Like in a blazing fire when the fuel is added, how it blazes. In the same way, in the blazing arrows of the enemies, they were burnt like the Indhana only and were fallen, dying, and getting drowned in the blood pool. Who? The Matangaja. So Matangaja people were seen to be defeated. ऊपर के कई श्लोक में they are the winners defeating others. I know everything I cannot quote now. It's not a Brahma Vidya that I have to remember all and tell. Academically we are doing, you know it. Next, Mitragarta Strigartatta Brahmitvordhvam Amo Trunopamam Vishurdhastamurdhanaha Patalantam Palaitum. See, Trigartat, Mitragarta, the Mitragarta Desha people, while fighting with the most powerful Trigarta people. These Trigarta people were so powerful कि ये मित्रगर्त लोगों को भ्रमित्वा ऊर्ध्वम उठा के घुमा घुमा के जमीन पे पटक रहे हैं. लाइक व्हाट? तृण उपमम. Like the blade of grass, the Mitragarta people were rotated and hit on the ground by the Trigarta people. Vivishur Dvastam Urdhana. Their hands, legs, and faces were getting bruised or even broken. Patala Antam Balayitu. And they're falling down on the ground, appearing like they want to run and hide in Patala Loka. तो घुमा घुमा के नीचे फटक रहे, तो दे आर गोइंग इनटू पाताल. Who? The Mitragartha people, defeated in the hands of Trigartha people. So the Patala Antama example Vasishtha gave means an idea that the Mitragartha people may be not so good people. Then only they go to Patala, the Adholokas. The hint is given, not specifically mentioned. है ना? Which individual or companies or the countries, diplomacy, selfishness, policies, how they are, we don't know. पता नहीं चलता. तो इसलिए after we see their actions only we know whether they're noble intention people or ignoble. So by the word used Patala, maybe these Mitragartha people are not so good ones. Okay. This is how Mitragartha, Trigartha Yuddha, Trigartha defeating Mitragartha. Then Manda Nilachalam Bodhi Bhasure Magadhe Jale Bale Nirmagna Vanila Mandaha Panke Jirna Gaja Iva. So the vanilla people were fighting with Magadha people. So how these Magadha people were there with their more power, overpowering power than the vanillas? Manda, Anila, Chala, Ambodhi, Bhasura. Bhasuram is appearing. Appearing what? Chala Ambodhi, moving clouds. Moved by what? Manda, Anila. By the winds. As the winds pushing, the clouds move. In that way, were this Magadha Bala, such a huge number, and they were inspiring each other and moving in a systematic array to fight with these vanillas. And in that vanilla, Panke Jirna Gaja Iva, defeated by this Magadha Bala, these vanilla people were like fallen in that yuddha. How? The elephant which are stuck up in the pool of the mud, etc., not able to get up at all. So the big group of this Magadas coming, उस सैन्य के हाथ पैर के नीचे ही as if these vanilla deshas were defeated and were as if stampeded and they entered into the mud pool only. In this way, Manda Anilachala Ambodhi Bhasure Magade Bale Nirmagna Vanilaha Mandaha Panke Jirna Gaja Iva. तो पंख में जीर्ण गजा हाथियों की तरह ये फंस गए मीन्स उनको जमीन पर टपका दिए, पटका दिए, धूल मिट्टी में मिलाए, वॉट एवर लैंग्वेज यू यूज. So here in this, Magadha Bala was more, Vanilla Bala is less, Vanilla defeated. Next, Chedayaha, see, Chedi, Magadha, they are all there even in Dwapara Yudu Tak, in our Bhumi also, in this Bhumandala. Chedayaschetanam Jahroho, Tangadanam Ranangane, Pushpanam Patishirnanam, Saukumaryam Iva Atapaha, see, Chedayaha. The Chedi Desha people, Chetanam Jahurhu, they lost all the Chetana, the power, the valor, the inspiration, etc., to fight the war and defeated only. In whose hands? Tangadanam. In the Tangana Deshiyam ke haath mein, in that Ranangana. So in the Ranangana, in the hands of Tangana Deshiyas, the Chedi Deshiyas were defeated. See the comparison. Example, Pushpanam, Pathishirnanam. Like the trees, flowers fallen on the marga. After 2-3 hours, when you see how those flowers are, Saukumaryam iva atapaha. Like the sunlight takes away the sukumarata of the flowers which have fallen from the tree. पेड़ से नीचे गिरे हुए फूलों का तो सुकुमारता को जैसे सूर्य भगवान हरण करते हैं, in this way these Tanga people have taken away the Chetana of the Chedi people, dried them up. In our mutual sports also you can see. In a very subtle battle of business also you can see कि one company, when the management, the workers, the policy makers, production unit, when all of them are genius, suddenly they make plans of publicity, production, supply, concession to the people or rebates, इतना बढ़िया देते हैं. Suddenly they go to top. At that time, already those who are in the top, they just lose all चेतना. उनका products markets dull. चलता ही रहता है. What were famous 40 years back, 20 years back, where in FMG में कहो, medical field में कहो, they are not the same ones. Newer ones will come, and those who are now you branded, somebody will come and overtake. The ड्रेस मटेरियल 50 साल पहले जो फेमस थे वो कंपनियां बंद भी हो गए. नाउ somebody is good. After 30 years somebody will come. The ornaments. उस समय कौन थे फेमस, अब कौन. इस तरह in the world it goes on happening. They are all the Chedi Deshiyas. Chetana is looted away by the Tanga Deshiyas, like the sun takes away the Chetana of the flowers, the Sukumarata of the flowers. Pushpanam, Patishirnanam Pushpanam, Saukumaryamiva Atapaha. Okay, that's the fighting between Tangana and Chedi. Next, Kausalaha Pauravaravam Varavam Asantontaka Iva Tairunmukta Prasa Sharashaktyativrushtayah Babhur Bhillakruttanga Vismaya Vidrumadrumaha Iva Adrav Vidravantya Vanti Ardra Sandra Suruk Surya Murtayaha. So here Kausala and then Paurava people. These two were fighting. So Paurava Ravam, the Simha Garjana like Garjana, done by this Paurava Sainya. So powerful it was, Asahantaha. And it was like what? Antaka Iva, Kala Yama. Like the Yama Bhagavan only were shoutingly attacking these Paurava people on whom the Kausalas. These Paurava peoples, this power prowess valor, Asahantaha could not be not unbearable by the Kausala people. And what are the Paurava people's ayudhas they used on the Kausalas? Tairu Unmukta, Gada, Prasa, Shara, Shakti. All ayudhas, Ativrushtaya, and that weaponry was Ativrushti. Mahavrushti, Ativrushti, they were using. So these Kausala people could not stand to that. Therefore, what happened to them? Babhur Bhilla Krutta Angaha. So their all angas were cut like the hunters when they shoot arrows at the deers, etc. Vismayaha, struck with wonderment as to what to do, etc. Vidruma Drumaha ran, tried to hide themselves behind the mountains as well as the trees. So, Iva Adrav, Vidravanti, Ardha Sandra Asruk Surya Murti. Their whole body was, faces were hit by the arrow and other weapons, bleeding so much that everyone was looking like the rising or setting red sun. Holy Kaidar. Bhilla Krutta Angaha Vismayaha Vidrumadrumaha Iva Adrav Vidravanti Ardra Sandra Asruk Surya Murtayaha. Surya Murti appearing like Surya. What is the redness? Redness is Asruk. Asruk means the blood. Sandra means the dense. Ardra means wet. Dense and wetting the blood on their body. Each one एक सूर्य भगवान दौड़ रहे हैं ऐसा लग रहा था. खून से लथपथ होकर. Running were these Kausalas, beaten by the Paurava people. So that's the Yuddha between these two. Kausalaha Paurava Aravam Asahantaha Antakaha Iva Taihi Unmukta Gada Prasa Shara Shakti Ati Vrishtayaha Babhuvur Villakrutta Angaha Vismayaha Vidruvadrumaha Iva Adrav Vidravanti Ardra Sandra Asruk Surya Murtayaha. Oh, this is the victory of Pauravas over Kausalas. Jaya Jaya Varnanam, no? The name of this Sarga. Then Naracha Ogamaha Heti Maruta Dhutamurtayaha Babramur Brahmaranika Bhasura jalada iva. So these Kosala Deshiyas Varnana only continuing. Naracha, not only Gada Prasa Shara Shakti, Narachas, Naracha, sorry, Naratava Avana only. Naracha Oga Mahaheti, the terrible raining of the arrows, as well as Mahaheti, very terrible, powerful Khadga. They were being used by these Pauravas, appearing like the continuous terrible winds that are blowing. Then Babramur Brahmaranika Bhasura Jaldaiva. These people who are there, Kausalas were either appearing like the clouds pushed away by the winds or the Brahmaras out of the winds running from one place to the other. Another scene, कोई लोग like Bhagavan Surya color because of the arrows hitting them and bleeding. The other example is like clouds or like the Brahmara, they were seen to be running. That video is captured by Vaashishtha. See that? How that Varnana is going on. Then Sharadhara Dhara Meghaha Sharorna Purnameshakaha Sharapatra Vrita Vrksha Bremustad Garjana Gajaha. Okay. So wonderful are these yuddhas. One second. See the yuddha between this Kosala and Paurava may be a big one among so many. So more and more description in 3 or 4 shlokas. Already if you are told, hmm, here again in this 46th shloka, the running away of these Kosalas means युद्ध चल रहा है, भाग भी रहे हैं, दौड़ रहे हैं, डर रहे हैं. 3 examples are given comparative. See the way the description is going on. Sharadhara dhara meghaha. You know, the what do you say? Uh, Sharadhara dhara meghaha. Their running away is like they are like clouds hit by the Sharadhara or Sharorna Purna Meshakaha. Like the Meshakas, the goats, etc., have their own hair looking like the Shara. So too, Sharapatra Vruta Vrukshaha, or the Vrukshas having the Sharapatras. Moving. In that way was these people. So they were running and the arrows were hitting them. It was appearing like the Megha and raining. It is the other way around. The rain is of the arrows and the Megha is that Kausala Sena. So too, the hair of the goats are such sheep-like. So that the hair is like the arrows by these Pauravas, and those people are like those goat animals. So too, the Sarapatra, some of the trees having the thorns there to it, or the leaves itself have the thorns. So the thorns are the arrows used by the Pauravas, and the leaves are these Kausala people. In that way, was huge battle going on. So it must be a big Sankhya of the Paurava and Kausala Sena challenging each other, but the Paurava Sena was more overwhelming the Kausala Sena. So that was the scene. 1, 2, 3, 4 shlokas are given to explain them. Okay. Mhm. Next one is very interesting comparison. Vanarajya jara jirna kandakasthala jantavaha atrutan paramakrushtaha pela va ivatantavaha. So Vanarajya, the Vanarajya people, they are acting like what? Jara, old age. And what does the old age does? Jara, jirnata. So Vanarajya people are acting like the old age, doing the Jiranatha. Jiranatha of whom? Kandaka Sthala Jantavaha. The Kandaka Deshiyas are like Jantus and they are becoming Jirana by the old age of a Vanarajya. The Vanarajya people's Yuddha is like the old age attacking. When the old age attacks, as we become Jirna, dilapidated, senile, these Kandakasta people were becoming so because of their attack. And how next explanation? Atrutan parama akrushtaha pelavaiva tantavaha. The nerves and vessels, etc., of these Kandaka people were so thin and lean, and they are cut by these Vanarajya people. The comparison is what? As the old age grows, the body becomes so senile कि थोड़ा भी चोट लगा तो nerves and vessels they get cut. Again, you can't repair them. Any part of the body. जस्ट लाइक दैट चल रहे हैं फिसल गए तो बोन फ्रैक्चर हो गया वो चिपकता नहीं वो ओल्ड एज में. So that sort of the vessels nerves are like the tantus of a old person as they get easily broken. This is a comparison. This is how the Kandakasta people were made jirna by the old age like Vanarajya. So Vanarajya people are not old people. They are like the Jaravastha. As the Jaravastha makes the people energyless, Jirna, and the Avayavas get dilapidated and easily broken, so too are the powers of the Vanarajya that they made the same scene of the Kandaka people. So that's how, this is how the Vasishtha gave the explanation. Okay. So that old age, but that पतला दुबला सा कोई धागा है मानो वेरी, ऐसा करो तो टूट जाता है. ओल्ड पीपल आल्सो और ऐसे करे तो टूट जाते हो. सो दैट मच पावरफुल वर दिस वनराज्य पीपल. इन फ्रंट ऑफ देम द कंदाकस्थ पीपल आर सो वीक दैट वो लोग थोड़ा भी युद्ध कर रहे हैं, लोग टूट जा रहे हैं, फूट जा रहे हैं, टूट ऐसा. दैट्स हाउ वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. In another meaning also, these Kandakasta people may be truly old only. हो सकते हैं ना कोई कोई, like sometime a football team or cricket team, very young one side, below 20, other side all above 35. अब वो लोग ऐसे हैं, हो सकता है. Maybe the Kandakasta people are truly old in their age, and these people, Vanarajya, very young, defeating them. That can be the scene. Another one. Next one. रथेषु ध्वस्तचक्रेषु निखाते अमुत्रमूर्धसु निपेतुर्जनसङ्घाता मेघा इव वनादृशोऽसि निखाते ध्वस्तचक्रेषु रथेषु. The rathas were getting broken in their chakra. Therefore, nikhate, they were falling in those traps or in that daldal mein. Amutra Murdhasu. Then what's happening? On their hem, onto them, Nipetur Janasanghataha. The enemies were waiting for the opportunity. They attacked them. Megha Iva Vanadrisho, like on the forest and the mountains, as the clouds rain. In the same way, when the Ratha में चलने वाले योद्धा चक्र टूट कर नीचे गिर रहे थे, then the opposition people were attacking them. Maybe one country Sena full of the rathas. They were not estimating the path. As they came to that path, वो जानबूझकर खोद के रखा हो या so far युद्ध happened therefore because of pool of blood it was so slippery that the ratha chakras were getting broken and ratha sarathi, ratha swami falling in that waters. By the time they become alert and get the weapons, the enemies are attacking them, finishing them. That's the meaning. रथेषु ध्वस्तचक्रेषु निखाते अमुत्रमूर्धसु निपेतुर्जनसङ्घाताः मेघा इव वनाद्रिषु. Janasangata means the other people who are to fight with them as opposition or enemies. In the same way, Shalatalavanam prapya janata valanam vanam bhujava kartanam chasit uttalam sthanukananam. See, Shalatala vanam prapya janata valanam. There's a one country, the people are so tall, they came. They are looking like the Tala Vruksha only. They entered into this Yuddha Kshetra, which is like the forest. Then there, the people who are there, they are so powerful, intelligent, that ये बड़े बड़े पेड़ की तरह खड़े होने वालों को जैसे बड़े पेड़ों को जंगल में काटते हैं, they have finished them. Then those people falling there, the tall, tall ones, when so many big, big trees are cut in a forest, nowadays तो इतना deforestation हो रहा है. Or the other day it happened, 2, 3 years back in this place only in Andhra somewhere or other. Which is that place? याद नहीं आ रहा. 50,000 पेड़ गिर गए. 50,000 पेड़. Natural calamity. 50, see, 10, 20 trees, 100 trees, maybe 200 trees, a big cyclone hits, they fall. But ये तो 50,000 पेड़ गिर गए. आप देखो न्यूज में. Some विचित्र रूपेण that wind came that day. One of the cyclonic effects 2 years back. How it looks like when so many trees fall. So these one country's people of very tall height, when they came into this Yuddha Kshetra, they were finished by the Shatrus who were more intelligent there, powerful, and these fallen people are looking like so many trees cut in the forest, how the scene looks like, they are like that. So Shalatala Vanam Prapya, Janata Valanam Vanam, Bhuja Avakartanam cha Asit, Uttalam Sthanu Kananam. भुजावकर्तनम आसित मीन्स देयर हैंड्स लेग्स वर कट. जैसे पेड़ के सारे डालियां काट दो, पेड़ को भी गिरा दो, ऐसा लगता है वो जंगल. इफ हंड्रेड्स ऑफ ट्रीज, इट वाज द वन प्लेस, द सीन वाज लुकिंग लाइक दैट. सो देयर द लेसन इज, लंबे होने से काम नहीं होता, इंटेलिजेंट भी होना है युद्ध करने के टाइम. तो वन एस्पेक्ट ऑफ पावर always will not help. You can see in this war, the Israel and America, one aspect only they were trusting and fighting war. They didn't imagine that Iran can be that way intelligent in fighting. Of course, the entire intelligence is given to them by the Russia taking badla, because यूक्रेन के टाइम अमेरिका ने रशिया को धोखा दिया. Like that they are taking revenge. Here China is always waiting only. They are through Pakistan sending all the weaponry. So they are powerful. So one-sided thing you cannot, isn't it? Is it just a diplomatic thing? With India also through all those tariff raising, he created some tension. Thank God our Indian government very patiently, maturely dealt. We didn't react aggressively. कि हम भी वैसे करेंगे, हमारे इंडियन को जो वहाँ है 50-60 लाख उकसाएंगे. Nothing of that nonsense done by India. Thank God. They are lucky. And same time with other countries, they were also creating fun fuss. At that time, suddenly you attack Iran with underestimating it. Of कितना chaotic हो रहा है. What we are saying is one-sided approach in life in any field won't help. We should have all sorts of weaponry, grass ones, intelligences, diplomacies, where to stoop, where to rise, where to be humble, where to all these Rajya Palana rules. I tell you, Bhagavan Rama teaches indirectly to Bharata in that Ayodhya Kandam, 100th Sarga, the Kachit Sarga. I just thought of talking on that to the youth. It has 77 shlokas. मैं सोचा 4-5 दिन में पढ़ा सकूं. You believe or not, 6 months I taught them that. All those talks are there in YouTube. In that, all these things are written. Diplomacies, how many things. To be a successful Raja, to rule the kingdom, how many things have to be. How many, I can use only the word how many. That many are given by Lord Rama. He didn't teach Bharata. He just, in the question form, kachit, 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 कच्चित कच्चित. क्या तुम हमेशा अपने मंत्रियों पे नजर रख रहे हो कि नहीं? किसी को ज्यादा पास में तो नहीं बुला रहे हो, किसी को ज्यादा दूर तो नहीं भेज रहे हो, डिप्लोमेसी प्रॉपर ही कर रहे हो, हमेशा देख रहे हो कौन मित्र है कौन शत्रु है. होप यू आर नॉट शेयरिंग योर राज्य सीक्रेट्स विद द विमेन, because they won't hide them, they will tell everywhere. It will be a very terrible thing. I'm just giving an example. Some of them are these things. How the Raja has to continuously give sufficient budget for the army and all of that, protect the country's frontiers, and in all aspects, continuously. That's what India is doing now. We want weapons from Russia also, we want from the France also, the other countries, and we indigenously also we will get them. From America also we get. We keep the things ready. Sometimes युद्ध need not be done. Our weaponry देख कर ही लोग डरेंगे कि हम उनसे अटैक करेंगे तो हम फिर हिचक जाएंगे. They know it. All weaponry not necessary to be used for युद्ध. You understood? They may get even arrested. Never mind. But the weaponry without being used also gives victory. The victory is victory without war. In what way? That the enemies don't dare to attack. अब पाकिस्तान को पता है how many of the nuclear weapons and all we have. उनको पता है कि if the next war होता है तो उड़ जाएगा पूरा पाकिस्तान. Therefore they won't take a chance. Anyway, there are no patriotic fellows there in that देश. सब बेच के खाने वाले हैं. Not like India. So here, these people were tall in size. They thought we can conquer, but they were defeated and fell like trees in a forest. Just to explain that, so many examples we gave. Then Shalatalavanam. Then Nanardur Nandanodhyana Sundaryo Mattayovanaha Vanopavanya Desheshu Meror Veeravara Shridaha. So up to this Yuddha is over. युद्ध का ही डिस्क्रिप्शन चल रहा है बट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ ए डायलॉग बिटवीन दीज पीपल. ननंदूर, ओके, नंदन उद्यान सुंदर्य मत्त यौवना. In that Nandanavana Udyana of the Swarga, the Yuvatis and Vana Upavana Desheshu. In the big Vanas and small Vanas, Veeravara Ashritaha. In that Meru Parvatas nearby Nandanavana, these various Udyana Sundaris, Apsaras. Veeravara Ashritaha, they are with their own friends. They were okay, uh, sitting and talking to each other, describing the Yuddha that's going on. About the Yuddha. So, Nanandur, Nandana Udyana Sundaryaha, Mattayovanaha, Vana Upavanatesheshu, Meroho, Veeravara Ashritaha. So Viravarashta means those who have died, they have gone already, those jivas. Maybe they are with those Sundaryamanis. Or they are with their own, whoever the beloveds, बैठकर ये सीन सिनेमा देखते हुए बात कर रहे हैं युद्ध का. What is it? तावत तारारवम रेजे सैन्य काननमुत्तमम यावन्न परपक्षेण प्राप्तम कल्पानलार्चिषा. So, very interesting. Tavat Tararavam Reje Sainya Kananam Uttamam. See, this particular group of Sainya of this kingdom, who can be compared with the forest. And they are doing what? Tararavam. Big way they are shouting as if they are victorious, they are powerful. So this particular Sainya, like forest, can make the Ucha Swara sound. Till what time? These women are talking to each other. Till what time? Yavat na parapakshena praptam kalpa anala archisha. Till the other powerful Shatru Sainya doesn't attack it like the forest fire. So till the forest fire like other Sainya attacks, till that time only this Sainya which is like the forest can celebrate in their Uchaswara their victory. It's only a question of time. So any of the forest so beautiful looking, suddenly the fire catches 10 days, 12 days, इतना ashes में हो जाता. So too they are looking at one group of people celebrating, enjoying, shouting. Their immediate victory. So these people are commenting, कब तक इनका enjoyment और चिल्लाना होगा? तब तक जब तक when the other more powerful army like the forest fire comes and burns them who are like the forest. So तावत तारारवम रेजे सैन्य काननम उत्तमम यावत न परपक्षेण प्राप्तम kalpa anala archisha. So kalpa anala, दावानल की तरह दूसरा सैन्य आने तक ही ये फॉरेस्ट रूपी इस सैन्य का मौजा मस्ती, वो आएंगे तो ये भस्म हो जाए. Again, from here also, same lesson. 20 minutes back, we saw, isn't it, that always we are not in the crest form only, that in the successful mood, trough में भी आ जाते हम गिर भी जाते. In everything, health also. Not always we are healthy. Money also. Not always we are full of money, debts भी होते हैं. Money है लेकिन whatever the objects we want, we may not get. People also. Not always we are endowed with thousands of people. We may be left alone also. Or not always people around us are loving only. रहते हैं कुछ समय, बाकी समय चारों तरफ only those who humiliate us, insult us, those who take us as enemy. ऐसे लोग भी आते हैं. Everything in life is, crests and troughs. श्रृंग एंड द्रोणी, ऊपर नीचे नीचे ऊपर, लहर चले जीवन की. And it's a fact. So this is what we learn. Even in the gunas also, how much ever we struggle, sattva we maintain, then tama raja, for whatever reason it comes attacks. इसलिए गुणातीत बनो, तीनों गुणों का साक्षी बनो, गीता से. ओके, नेक्स्ट. छिन्नाः पिशाच संयुक्ता भूतापहृत हेतयः पातयित्वा ययुः कर्णान् दशार्णाः तर्णका इव. See, दशार्णाः, okay, they were fighting with whom? The Kamarupa Desha people who were looking like Pishacha only. Pishacha like looking Kamarupa Desha people, when they were fighting and beating and hitting this Dasharna Deshastas, they were losing all their weapons and running like the Bachda, that they can't even run also or run so fast. So that's how Pichasa Samyuktaha Chinnaha Bhuta Apahruta Hetayaha. These Pishasha people were having the heti, the khadgas, which are the ones powerful enough to kill any type of people. उनके हाथ के इस हेति नामक खड्गों से मार खाते हुए दिस दशारण पीपल तरनका इव, तरनका मीन्स द बछड़ा, लाइक दैट दे वर रनिंग, कान मूंद के भाग रहे वो लोग. लाइक व्हेन यू चेज ए calf, it just closes its eyes, ears out of fear and runs for its life. So these people, the Sharanas, were running away like that, chased by the Kamarupadesha people who were like the Pishacha. Means very ferocious type of fighting they are doing. Pishacha Rupa Yuddha is no decency, etc. No a particular system. किसी भी तरह से अटैक करेंगे, मारेंगे, काटेंगे, नाखून से नोचेंगे, any weapon they have, they use it. No discipline. That type of yuddha they are doing. पिशाच युद्ध कहते हैं उसको. The Chinese have done in Kalwan पिशाच युद्ध only on Indians. Some 20-25 people were dead. I think, उसका account है. पिशाच युद्ध only. All those things they had in the hand, उससे किया. Anyway, जहुर्भग्नेश्वराः कान्तिं तां जगीशवनौजसा कासयः कमलानीव शुष्कस्रोतस्विनौजसा. See, mm, so Jahur Bhagna Ishwaraha. So these people, Bhagna Ishwaraha, some of them, when their leaders, Senapatis, Rajas were killed, Kantim Jahu, they lost their Kanti, etc. Then somebody from other side came and gave them some push support, that there we are there with you. Okay. But still our king has died. Even others say we are with you. वो वाला आनंद तो नहीं आएगा ना, है ना. लाइक फादर डाइड, तो चाचा या ताऊ आकर कहता है बेटा दुखी मत हो, मैं हूँ. बट दे कैनॉट हाउ मच एवर टेक केयर ऑफ द चिल्ड्रन लाइक द ओन फादर. नो, that was the fear Angada had so much. He was telling to Rama कि सुग्रीवा चाचा जी मेरे, may be angry with my father. Father, anyway, you killed him. May kill me, I will not go, he was telling. Angada. But Rama told Sugriva, he is Yuvraj. Angad को पहले युवराज बनाओ. Don't do anything to me, he's my devotee. Sugriva said, okay, Ramji. Because Angada cannot be loved by Sugriva like Bali. अपने बेटे अपने ही होते हैं. So here also, Bhagna, Jahur Bhagna Ishwaraha Kantim. Bhagna Ishwaraha, the Sainya whose Ishwaras, the kings were Bhagna, killed Kantim Jahohu. They lost all the inspiration and power of prerana. है ना, एक एक देश का इशू होता है. राजा वेरी नाइसली रूलिंग किंग डाइज मानो फॉर सम years again they cannot recoup. In some countries, that king already prepares the next one. और कभी कोई next one will be more powerful intelligent than the other one. अभी देखो ईरान में जो नया आया है, आया मतलब वो मार खा के बेहोश है क्या है, nobody knows. What happened to Israel prime minister? What happened to the newly appointed head? Nobody knows. No news is correct. कौन जिंदा कौन मरा कभी नहीं पता होगा. Very terrible it is happening. And we don't know about him. He never came and gave any public talk. पुराना कभी का होगा वो. Isn't it? He was also attacked, defaced. Some news say that, some say this. अब कौन सा believe करे? Anyway, sometimes the successes can be powerful also. So here, Bhagna Ishwaraha Kantim Jahu Tam Jagisha Vanojasa Kasayah. These Jagisha Vanojasa people came, try to give them some encouragement. But Kamalani Iva Shushka Srotasu Aswinaha Ojasa. But when the water gets slowly dried up, what a position of the lotus is there. In the same way were some of these people who lost their inspiring leaders. हर जगह होता है कंपनी में भी. अच्छा लीडर अगर छोड़ दिए, चले गए, रिजाइन कर दिए, है ना, और बिकॉज ऑफ डर्टी पॉलिटिक्स दे लीव एंड गो. हर एक जगह स्पोर्ट्स में वगैरह, वेयर इट इज नॉट हैपनिंग बताओ. द फॉलोअर्स और द वन सबऑर्डिनेट्स दे लूज इट, यू नो. Yes, the other day you see one school, one maths teacher was transferred. All the 500 students of the school with other teachers and staff, they did so much dharna that they don't want him to be transferred because such a wonderful teacher he was. Panchayat ki tarah. Whatever. So we have to know these things also. To have a good leader and to maintain a good leader or continue him is not an easy thing and very important. Like India has got such a leadership now. उनको तो इतना प्रोटेक्ट करके हमें एज लॉन्ग एज पॉसिबल मेंटेन करना है. इन द मीन टाइम thousands and thousands should get inspired and become more powerful in all aspects, so that when requirement comes, immediately the next generation is ready to take on that baton. जो रनिंग रिले रेस में फिर से पकड़कर दौड़ते हैं ना, उस तरह होना चाहिए. लाइक इन वन सम फील्ड्स लाइक क्रिकेट स्पोर्ट्स में good planning is going on, that the new generation is more powerful than the earlier one. You see today, the meeting yesterday, Joe, whatever it was, Naman or whatever, all those were senior captains were asked. Now the juniors are there. Give your advice. He says, what advice? We have to learn from them. They are more intelligent. मजा आता है सुनकर. एनीवे, जहुर भग्न ईश्वरा कांत. नेक्स्ट, तुषाका मेखलैः कीर्णाः शरशक्त्यसि मुद्गरैः विद्रुता नरकैः क्षिप्ताः कटकच्छलनापि. So this tushaka mesala people using the shakti adi ayudhas, when they were using that, these katakachala vasas on whom uh, they were using these ayudhas, even though they were running, they didn't leave them. They chased them and they were finished. Even the Naraka Deshiya. So Naraka, Katakachala are the Deshas. The people were defeated by the Tushaka people with their Shaktadi Ayudhas. So that is another scene. So we are left with some 5-6 श्लोकास. 10 मिनट में हो जाएगा वो. खत्म करके कल then we enter into आहव वर्णनम, the next sarga पारायणम. कल वो 5 श्लोक पारायणम, then 10-12 श्लोक इसका भी पढ़ेंगे. So just be here, listen whatever is there in the great Shastra. We are studying some things, whatever clicks to our intellect, we are understanding. Anyway, our intellect is getting the information that this is how the yuddhas happen, are happening in the kalpita bhautika jagat of dvaita, dvandva, ahankara, upaditadatmya, and the mayar more toratai state. Not only in this Brahmanda, in this Bhuloka, even in the other lokas also, in this very Brahmanda. Not only in this Brahmanda, any Brahmanda you go, wherever the ignorance is there, wherever the Jiva Bhavas are there the war continues. The only solution is the discovery of one substratum, Chidakash. Let us try ourselves for that, and we must reach to and do service in the world only spiritually. बाकी में होता नहीं है ना. Like when you make your three sons sit and teach them spirituality, there is no comparison fighting and all. Instead of that, about the money issue, आपने इसको दिया उसको नहीं दिया, then the लड़ाई होती. Knowledge you can give all, money you can't give all, है ना. Even though you have 100 rupees you gave to four sons 25, still they are not happy, isn't it? A very funny logics they have, है ना. See that fighting. The fellow number two says, but Baba मुझे 5% ज़्यादा दो because I have two daughters. But other fellows say, you have daughter, why should we give our money? It is your mistake. ठीक है. वो ऐसा कहता है, वो ऐसा अब क्या क्या तशवा होगा ही नहीं हो कभी. तशवा मीन्स इट्स ए टिपिकल वर्ड. It will never end such cases. They will have throughout life. Even if the sons try to balance, the daughters-in-law are there. They are there to instigate only. We have more liabilities, ask for more money. There is no satisfaction. That doesn't mean that you don't give money to children. वो जो आत्मविद्या दो, हम वो कह रहे हैं. इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता. Let everyone become आत्मविद्या विद्यार्थी, not धनार्थी and कामार्थी. Artharthi, kamarthi creates all anartha. Dharmarthi and moksharthi alone fulfill their life. May this click to us. May it not remain only in knowledge in the books or knowledge on the lips. May it percolate into our hearts. At least we live that life of moksha so that we are fulfilled. Seeing us, others may learn. Asking us, others may learn from us. Okay? ओम पूर्णमदः बोल श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. वशिष्ठ भगवान की जय. सरस्वती मैया की जय. विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि भगवान की जय. बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. धन्यवाद. ओके. लघु वाक्य वृत्ति.